friends, Tracy here with Sweet Bay Lane. Have you ever been crafting a project and it kind of takes a turn, and as it unfolds it becomes an even more amazing project than you had planned originally? Well, that's what these Dollar Tree DIYs did for me, and I couldn't wait to share them with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for DIY number 1, we're going to need just a few supplies. We'll need one of these wood discs from the Dollar Tree. They call them wood hanging decor. And we're also going to need one of those beautiful large snowflakes that they sell in their Christmas section. We start by prepping our wood disc. We remove the twine hanger and set it aside as we'll be using it later. Then we're going to come in with our favorite stain, and if you know me at all, you know Americana is my favorite. It's a gel stain, and I'm going to be using the color Walnut. Once we have the disc stained both sides, we set it aside to dry. We bring back in our snowflake. And for this, I'm going to just remove the tag, and I'm going to be painting mine in a spray paint by Rust-Oleum in apple red. And I think this color is gorgeous. Look at that beautiful red snowflake. Then I came in with a little bit of sandpaper. This is optional, and I distressed the edges of the snowflake just to give it a little more dimension. Now that we have that done, we bring back in our stained wood disc, and we're going to line our snowflake up on the disc, making sure that the hanger hole of the snowflake is on top and it's in between the two wooden hanger holes on the round wood disc. Just make sure not to cover your hanger holes on your wood disc. Then we're going to glue or hot glue our snowflake to our wood disc. I think that looks so cute. Now we're going to add our twine hanger back to our wood disc. Now that we have our hanger back in our wood disc, we then move on to embellishing our snowflake. I'm going to keep my embellishments simple. I'm going to use a shoestring bow in this cream and red gingham ribbon. I'm using my bow to cover the hanger hole on my snowflake. Now you could use some wood filler and fill that in before you paint it if you don't want to embellish it with a bow at the top. And I think this looks perfect if you wanted to stop here. But I had purchased these sweet vintage metal ornaments from Walmart the other day, and I thought the Merry Christmas one would be perfect for the center of my snowflake. These ornaments are gorgeous, and they're only 98 cents. That's amazing. Then I just took some hot glue and glued the sign to the middle of my snowflake. Now I want to cover that little hanger hole in my metal ornament. And I'm going to do that by bringing in one of these jingle bells and just attaching it over the hole. Now I purchased these gorgeous jingle bells at Hobby Lobby, but you can also find cute little jingle bells at the Dollar Tree. I think it turned out great, and it comes in under $4 to make this beautiful piece of home decor. And think about it in the center of a wreath. I think that would be gorgeous too. Now we're moving on to DIY number 2. The supplies for this DIY are very simple. You'll need ribbon of your choice, and you'll need one of those galvanized, I think they call them, I've heard them called bottle caps or pie tins. I think they look like a little tart tin that you would bake a tart in myself. And we start by removing the twine hanger and setting it aside because we're going to be using it later. Once we have our hanger removed, we then want to come in with a little bit of sandpaper and distress the inside of our little galvanized piece. Now that we have our piece sanded, I'm going to be making my piece with an old recipe. It's actually the handwriting of my grandmother. I was handed down a beautiful vintage cookbook that was handed down from my great-great-grandmother down to my grandmother, and I inherited it, and it is gorgeous. But look at it, it's so tattered and worn, but it is so gorgeous. It has so much history. And I just screenshot a recipe that she had handwritten, and I copied it on a piece of copy paper. Once you have your recipe copied, you'll then come in and put the little pie tin or the little tart tin over your recipe and trace around it. This gives us a guide of where we want to come in with some sharp scissors and cut out the shape to fit inside of our little tart pan. And once we have our recipe all trimmed up, we're then going to come in with some matte Mod Podge, and we're going to cover the back side of our paper recipe. Then attach it inside of our tart pan. I think it looks gorgeous. I just loved this DIY so much. Now I wanted to come in and add a photo of my grandmother and my mother to the top part of my tart pan. And we do that pretty much the same way we did the recipe. We're just going to put our tart pan over our photo, trace around the bottom part of our tart pan, and then cut out our photo. Then I wanted to come in and add a bit of delineation between my recipe and my photo, and I'm going to do so with a strip of this cream and red gingham ribbon. Once I trimmed it to fit, I just hot glued it in place. Then I came in and added a simple bow to the center of my ribbon strip. Then we're going to come in and add our hanger back, and I'm going to be adding a bit of that red and cream gingham ribbon along with my twine hanger. And I think this turned out so adorable. I can't wait to make more. I'm looking for more of the handwritten recipes. I know my husband's grandfather owned a restaurant up in Massachusetts, and he has a ton of beautiful handwritten recipes. I can't wait to get my hands on those and craft with some. I love how both of these projects turned out, and I hope they inspire you to make some of your own. And if you're still in the Christmas spirit, go ahead and click on one of these upcoming videos. Well, until next time, keep it crafty.